Ed Sheeran, Bad Habits. Good morning. It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. We have made it. Yep, it's Friday, May 24th, 2024.
Right, leading into a long holiday weekend, and if you're dragging like us, welcome to it. I think I might have the perfect emoji to start your day. Now, did you know that 7 new emojis are possibly coming out later this year? Because you know they release a few every single year.
Yeah, I always hear about them. Then I'm like, oh, that's way too far down the road for me to think about. Then eventually they're here. I'm like, oh, look at this one.
Oh, yeah, I got a new phone update. What's this little guy? And then I abuse it for the next 6 months because I have no ability to just leave it alone. But listen, there is a group called the Unicode Consortium who basically picks out all these new emojis. And there's a few of them that I don't think you're going to care about, Joe.
Okay.
There's a fingerprint, a leafless tree, a harp, a shovel, a splatter mark, and I think either a turnip or a beet. No one's really sure which one it is.
Ooh, I like the beat. Like, this beat's sick.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And I honestly think what was the one just a few before that one? Sorry.
Splatter mark or a shovel.
No.
Harp, leafless
the
tree.
harp. I think I'll use the harp like for people like, oh, here's their story again. Like
a violin kind of, yeah. Well,
or going back in time.
There is one emoji I left off that list that I think is going to be very relevant to your interest, especially this morning, because you told me when you came in you were pretty exhausted.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, tired.
So
no sleep team here.
You could use the yawning emoji to explain how you feel this morning, or you can use the upcoming face with bags under the eyes.
Oh, there we go. That could be my new just like logo. They're going to do that?
Yeah, there's really going to be a little emoji who has bags under his eyes because he's so exhausted and so sick of life. And I'm like, man, I have never related more to an emoji in my entire life.
I'm kind of curious right now as you are getting this day started with us or maybe wrapping it up. If you got the Mix 95.7 app, you can do it. If not, download it so you can do it. Drop your emoji, like how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, give us whatever emoji you are. What emoji would you be right now if you had to
I never know the name of it, but it's a face thing. And it's where his face is kind of, it's like, it's kind of like turned and looks awkward, almost like they're constipated.
Yeah.
That is how I feel all the time. Not saying I'm not in a good mood. I'm just like,
I'm just a little guy with the Z's above his head. Like, I'm just over here trying to take a little nap and be out of the way, but also, like, leave me alone. I'm sleeping.
I also feel like the one thing where the guy's melting, kind of.
Oh, I'm always the melty face guy or the rolling eyes guy. I'm very frequently rolling eyes guy.
All right, well, welcome to Melty in the Morning. That's what we got for you today. For real, though, it's Friday. Come on, we got this. It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
It's a must-win game tonight for the Grand Rapids Griffins, who are playing the Milwaukee Admirals in Game 4 of the Central Division playoffs. The Admirals lead the series 2-1. I'm going to the game tonight, so either I'm going to be really happy or really sad.
I thought we had the discussion that you were the bad luck charm and you should not be going tonight.
We did, but we never confirmed.
Oh, good. Well, if they lose tonight, just remember who to blame. Recently, they had a huge snack food expo in Indianapolis. This is like my dream thing to go to. Every year, I always go looking through to see what all the new snacks are going to be for the next year. And influencers have been dropping videos left and right. And one just dropped, and no one is making a big deal about this yet. We might be the first people to report on it, but millennials, one of our favorite candies from our childhood is returning.
What?
Altoid sours.
Like the orange ones?
Yes.
Oh my God, that should be the lead story.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a huge deal. I found an influencer who dropped a video just yesterday or the day before, and basically she's holding a tin of them, and this part stings a little bit. They're not going to be called Altoid sours this time around. It is the same tin and everything, but instead it says retro sours on the tin.
Oh, I don't care what you call it. Does it taste like it? Awesome. Let's go.
They say they do, and no word on when it comes out or anything like that, just that they will be out in the next year. So keep your eyes open.
And for your final need to know news story, this is why I could never go on a game show. Let's go to the Wheel of Fortune, where they did a classic puzzle last night for the contestants to solve, and this guy's awkward answer was not even close.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, much better answer.
Oh, no. And she answers the real one, and it really is nowhere close.
I don't know. Some people might say that is the best. That's Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. Some things in life you have to just do a double take. You're like, Wait. Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? And yeah, this situation involved people making out in a cemetery. Hey, it's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And if you've seen somebody, like a couple, making out in a weird spot, you're like, oh my God, here? We would like to hear that story. 616-600-0957. I was walking Benny and Paddington yesterday, and Laura, I live near Midtown, so it's like Diamond and Fulton. Like in that area is kind of like my spot. I'm always hitting up that area.
Yeah.
And there's a cemetery there, the Fulton Street Cemetery, and we're heading around the corner, heading back home or whatever, and I see something I can't believe. There are a couple, it looks like they're almost having a picnic. There's a blanket, and I swear they had a basket. So I don't know if they had booze or food or what, but they're sitting on the ground, like in the middle of the cemetery, and they have arms around each other and they're making out. They're
we don't need the sound effects.
Oh, I just want to make sure you understand.
I know, I got it. I understood.
It blew my mind. I'm not a huge PDA person. Like, if you want to do your thing, I don't care, I guess. Like, I've seen people before make out in a movie theater, and that's still weird, but to me, at least, that makes a little bit of a sense to do it there.
I guess. No, it's weird regardless. I mean, were they, like, somewhere out near actual like gravestones, or were they like in an open space?
they weren't on top of a tombstone. Like, I don't like let's make out on Grandpa's grave.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, are you near a loved one, or are you making out on a stranger? Because either way, it's not okay.
Okay, well, you just made me think of something. This is diabolical. Maybe it was a couple making out on one of their exes' grave or something.
Why would you do that?
Well, I'm trying. Why am I doing it? Because I'm trying to understand what I saw. I'm trying. I don't know.
I have a feeling they were not supposed to be making out, and that's the only place they thought they could get away with not being busted, because who goes and hangs out in the cemetery in the middle of the day unless you're burying
Laura,
somebody?
They were 10 feet from a busy Fulton. It's a very busy
I didn't
road.
say they were smart people. I said that they were probably trying to be low key and fail
Is that like
miserably.
a turn on for some people? Maybe like in a graveyard? Because it's not for me.
No.
And I'm a weird person.
No, I used to live behind or in front of a cemetery. So basically, like my apartment, my back window, my back bedroom window, when I looked out, it was just headstones as far as you could see. And even that kind of like killed the mood a little bit, even though I was like a wall and a window through away from all of it. But I'm like, there's a lot of dead people over there. I don't know if it's disrespectful to make out in my own room or not.
I'm not saying it's a Kentucky thing, but I'm wondering if you had a different perspective growing up in Kentucky. Did you ever see people making out in weird places? Or was it normal?
No, I maybe I just don't run into people. I did catch people doing something really, really devious in a place they weren't supposed to after a concert one time. They made it through all of the bases, to put it for better words.
Oh my gosh.
For little sensitive ears. But yeah, they were like in the parking lot outside of whatever the amphitheater in Chicago is. We were leaving Brooks and Dunn, and I'm like, man, that neon moon really got you guys going.
Mommy, Daddy, what are they doing? Well, that's called the boot scoot and boogie.
That's called.
That's what they're doing, kids. All right, let's take it back a couple of bases and stick to the making out. Where's the weirdest or strangest place that you saw a couple making out in public? We would love to hear your stories. And you know what? If it's you, we'll judge a little bit, but we're your friend. Yeah.
Say it's someone else. You don't have to admit to it.
Good idea. 616-600-0957. It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7 asking a very simple question, which is very strange. Where's the weirdest place you saw somebody making out?
We would love to hear from you at 616-600-0957, or send us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app.
I was walking my dogs, Benny and Paddington, near the Fulton Street Cemetery. I live right near there, and I see this couple on a blanket. Looked like they were even having a picnic, like a basket or some food or something.
Which is weird enough on its own, by the way, to have a picnic at a cemetery, but go on.
Yeah, unless you're celebrating somebody you hated. But I
hope someone does that when I die.
I'm sure it's going to happen for me. But, sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
We also got a DM inside our Mix 95.7 app from Sarah from here in Grand Rapids, who said, my office lobby, and they had to be in their 50s too. That's an affair right there. No way it's not an affair.
There's something about, though, as you get older, though. I think you get a little more spring in your step, a little more spunk.
Jan in Shelbyville said, the weirdest place I've seen somebody make out was the baptismal at the Baptist church back when we were in high school. However, my husband and I back in high school also did make out in a cemetery.
Throw some holy water on these sinners.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We've got Anonymous from Greenville. Where did you catch somebody making out?
I work in the emergency room at a hospital.
Oh, no.
And our beds were full. All of our our rooms. And so we had patients in the hallway, and there was a couple, they were completely intertwined in the hallway, on the bed. It was so disgusting.
Like out there in front of God and everybody?
In front of everybody.
Oh,
But wait, were they naked or like, well, I don't understand.
Clothes on. They were very young. Yeah, it was just really disgusting.
You know, there's something about an emergency that really gets me. Like, that seems like the least place I would want to do that.
Yeah, when I hear the life support beep going like beep, beep, it makes me want to make out.
It was right in our entrance area too. So like when we opened our door to from the waiting room into the emergency room, they were right there. I mean, there was no hiding what they were doing.
Anonymous, why were they even there? Like, what brought them into the ER?
Because he had a cold.
Clearly, it's very much like a man cold to still be able to do that while you have one.
I don't even like making out with my wife when she's not sick.
Hector in Grand Rapids, you said that you saw people making out in a church?
When I was a kid, we went to this. We were visiting another denomination, but it's just as strict, still Christian and everything. And I look back, and they were just making out, going at it, and I was like, "Dang, they were teenagers." And I was thinking, like, that girl's cool as a mug, man. I want a girlfriend that cool when I get older.
Hector's like, I need to go to this church more often.
So wait, was this like during the service or just somewhere in the church?
No, dead service. Like, service was going right on, and I just look in the pew, I just looking back, and they were just going. I was like, dang, that's what's up. My mom glared at me like, they're going to hell. Oh, no. Yeah. But
They're doing the devil dance with their tongues.
that was crazy, yeah. Like I was saying, like us Catholics, we don't have time for that. We're the standing and the kneeling and the bread during snack time. Like, it can't happen.
Catholics, you have a whole dance routine just to show up at church. There's no way you'd have time to make out.
Yeah, can't do it. We got too many sacraments going on at the same time.
Maybe that's why Catholics do that. I was raised Catholic. Maybe it's just like, if you're up, down, you ain't got time to mess around.
Yeah.
Well, Hector, God bless you, young man, and we appreciate you.
And as well as with you. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.
It's Big Joe's Little Wins here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. It's your chance to call us at 616-600-0957 and share with us something great that's happening maybe in your kiddo's life or yours.
Yeah, we always love to hear from you, and you can always send us a voice memo inside the Mix 95.7 app if you're not able to get to the phone at any time when something good happens, and we'll pick it up and play it later.
Laura, what's your little win today?
Well, my little win is I'm traveling again this weekend, which is not really the win itself. I'm tired of getting on planes, but we are going back to Boston for the first time. My first time in 15 years since I did my internship there with my husband back in the day before he was my husband. So it's my first time going back to a city that's really special and important to us. And we're going to get to see some music, and it should be a really good time.
That's awesome. Kind of coming full circle.
Yeah.
And my little win is my right knee has been hurting me a lot lately. Like, I was actually going to schedule a doctor's appointment, but I'm like, well, let's go to my physical therapist, kind of massage guy, and see if he could do something. People were probably wondering, why is this dude screaming? It's because he was releasing all this pressure, like in these knots in my leg. But I'll tell you right now, my knee feels incredible.
Really?
Yep. It's just all the muscle above him. My thigh was so tight that it was kind of pulling and pushing on it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but now we're doing good, and I'm feeling great heading into the Memorial Day weekend. What about you? What is your little win? It could be something as small as that or something really big. We actually have LG, who does the middays here on Mix 95.7. She sent us, as you said, Laura, a voice memo in the Mix 95.7 app.
I'm LG. My little win, Saturday, May 25th, is my die-anniversary. It's 5 years of living with type 1 diabetes. I'm not celebrating the diabetes, I'm celebrating me. I like to treat it like a second birthday. It's the day I said goodbye to my old carefree life and began my new life as a type 1 diabetic. It's not easy, it's not cheap by any means, but I know it could always be worse. It's manageable, and I'm thankful for that. So I'm going to celebrate with lots of treats and lots of ice cream. Yes, I can eat that. I'll just make sure to take a big dose of insulin for it.
Oh, congratulations, LG. Way to go. Keep going.
I love that little win, and I love that she shares that too, because I think a lot of people didn't know that LG was dealing with that.
Absolutely.
If you have a little win, we want to hear about it, and we want to share it with everybody. 616-600-0957, or inside the Mix 95.7 app, send us a DM or a voice memo.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Bumpy Cake is back, people.
Woo!
The cake is returning to store shelves in Michigan soon, thanks to their parent company finding a new bakery to make them. When production resumes, there'll be chocolate, vanilla, and buttercream, as well as carrot cake available.
Wait, you never said that there's a carrot cake Bumpy Cake.
Oh, no, you can't jump on this now. Sorry. If you don't like the original, then you can't like me when I'm carrot caking.
No, listen, I'm not a big chocolate person, but now that I know that there's buttercream and carrot cake, I'm all in.
Okay, Laura, well, you could try them all. They're going to be available at nearly all the stores they were before the shortage happened. More details about the Bumpy Cake coming back are in the Mix 95.7 app.
Well, I'm going to go check and make sure my Meyer's going to have them. All right, West Michigan's weeks-long local nightmare is finally over. US 131 southbound is open! Well,
oh, boy.
Parts of it, at least. I mean, the part over by Hall Street, Burton, and 28th that's been closed on and off for the last few months, you're still going to have a bad time down by M11, but we're not going to talk about that part right now. We're going to celebrate the wins we can have this morning. You will see a few lane closures this morning as you're heading through that area if you are heading southbound, so just be patient as they start to open everything up, but by the time the afternoon commute is rolling through, you'll be able to do so as well. Thank you, construction crews, for being concise and quick with this, because it has been a nightmare as someone who lives in the neighborhood around this. So,
and for your final need to know news story, we're heading to TikTok, where a little girl has gone viral after she got to meet Snoop Dogg and sing one of his songs to him. Now, it wasn't Gin and Juice. Instead, it was a song from his new kids show, Doggyland.
I clean my room when I'm done with play. Pick up my toys and I put them away. I'm fresh all day, I clean all night. I wash my plate, not a crumb in sight. I help my mom, I help my dad. I tell my friends, pick up your trash.
Doggyland. I told you, we're doing great things with the kids. Look at my girl Van Van in the house. You dig?
oh my gosh, she is precious. And the video is really cute. I'll have to post it up in our Mix 95.7 story on Instagram, because I'm going to be honest, he is vibing with her. Like, they are having a good time. I can only dream that Justin could get to meet him and sing to him like this.
That's so awesome. That is Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. Thanks for waking up with the Big Joe and Laura show here on Mix 95.7. Grand Rapids Best Mix. I have to be honest, I don't understand how people in right mind that are normal, like totally okay, can do this. I'm talking about notifications on your phone and your email. I'm going to throw my wife Lindsay in the bus, which I often do.
Not surprising.
Yeah, well, when there's a reason to throw, you throw.
Okay.
Laura, my wife had thousands of unread emails I saw yesterday. It's on her work one. It's her Gmail, so I guess it's not as big of a priority. But how does that not give you anxiety and panic and stress? One.
Well, because you probably know 95% of them are absolute trash emails. If her Gmail's like mine, I get emails from places I bought something from 6 years ago, and I just forget to unsubscribe. So I'm getting like 16 different emails about whatever sale that someplace in Biloxi, Mississippi or something. I don't know. I've never been there, but it's that kind of stuff.
You have been now. I'm signing you up.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so I'm signed up for so many stupid emails that no, I don't have time to go through all of them all the time. And I don't think it's a big deal.
With what you just said, though, that gives me stress, because what if there was one email that you probably need in the 5,000 of them? It's like a needle in a haystack.
Well, no, I'm checking them as they roll through. It's not like I just let them go feral. I just don't bother to open the ones I don't need to open. And I don't think it's a big deal. They're my emotional support messages, Joe. Leave them alone.
I would, and you know what? I am judging, but maybe the life you live and other people, which obviously have already commented on our Mix 95.7 GR Facebook page, maybe I can and change my ways and live that, because you guys seem carefree, like nothing bothers you. Because I'm stressed out about other people's things being full, and I just want to understand how you can live that life and it doesn't bother you. 616-600-0957.
Do you know about the search feature in your email, Joe? That if you're like looking for a specific email, you could type in like Ticketmaster or your boss's name or Laura, because you're looking for an email from me, but like it's not a big deal.
It's not even email. Like I just unlocked my phone right now. Like
Okay.
I have a tab on my phone called radio, and it's all kinds of stuff. And there's 6 things there. Let's see. Okay, now they're Teams. They're Microsoft Team notifications. I don't even like that we have to do that with work, but I need to check that to see what are these notifications
Oh
about.
no, I turn those off. I don't get those notifications.
Okay,
I just have 1,000 emails at any given time because they're old and they're in my inbox and I don't know how to get to them, and I'm not going to sit there and uncheck 1,000 emails.
And
Do you think I don't have time? Or you think I have that kind of time, rather?
You do, obviously, if you're subscribing to all these and letting them be there.
No, I'm just buying stuff and never unsubscribing.
I almost wish you wouldn't talk about this because honestly, it's getting me really riled up and
Listen,
I'm stressed out about it.
No one agrees with you because Michelle in Cedar Springs sent us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app saying, I let them hang out and it drives my husband nuts. So clearly her and Lindsay must be besties.
You do this on purpose, Michelle? Okay, I don't want to say anything, but your poor husband.
Now, Nate and Kitwood, I guess, is on your side. Maybe this is a guy versus girl thing because Nate says, 0 notifications. I have friends with thousands of unread emails and it kills me inside. Red numbers all over their apps, a personal hell. Again, all of my apps have no notifications on. So, I might have notifications. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. But my email, I let run free because, again, it doesn't matter. It's a little number at the bottom of my phone. Why do you care?
I'll tell you why. You ever watch the show Intervention on A&E? This right now is the thing. It's like your habits and your choices are ruining my family. You're ruining me, Laura.
I think I need to get an intervention of you caring about this. What do you think? 616-600-0957 or shoot us a DM at the Mix 95.7 app.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
Back again. I think she could tell you how the game works. It's Tina in Grand Rapids for the 4th day.
Yeah, good morning, Tina. Welcome.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. I think you should just set up a residency as our 3rd chair in the show at this point.
Yes, I totally should.
I feel like all your students at school, you guys have been studying.
Yes, we're studying trivia instead of doing math.
You know what? Honestly, it's past testing. It's totally fine. You're just trying to get to the finish line this time of year.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's get this going. Go ahead and kick Laura out, please.
All right. Out you go, girl.
All right. Let's see how it goes. Good luck, Tina.
Question 1 begins when Laura is out of the room. Here we go. How many sides does a triangle have?
3.
Which capital city of Europe would you find the Eiffel Tower?
Paris.
This indie pop band is known for hits like Ho Hey and Ophelia.
I need my son with me right now. I do not know.
Question 4. What Major League Baseball franchise has won the most World Series titles?
I'm going to go the Yankees.
Question 5. Is that your final answer? Is from what popular TV show?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Question 3 again. This indie pop band is known for hits like Ho Hey and Ophelia.
Oh, I have to take a pass on that one.
Okay, I'm going to bring Laura back in.
Laura! La, 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 Laura!
Well, Laura, as you make your way in here, I think you'll be very excited to hear that you have a chance of winning today.
Oh, but how close of a chance?
Well, if you go 5 for 5, you win.
Come on, Tina. You're killing me.
You got to get 4 to tie, Tina. So,
all right, let's see how it goes.
Question 1. How many sides does a triangle have?
3.
Correct. 1-1. Question 2. In which capital city of Europe would you find the Eiffel Tower?
That would be Henry, or Paris, as we say here in America.
Yeah, oui. 2-2 going into question 3. This indie pop band is known for hits like Ho Hey and Ophelia.
That'd be the Lumineers.
That is correct.
Oh, no. I think that's the one Tina missed,
You
isn't
found
it?
her weak spot. Yep.
Oh, no.
Laura has taken a 3-2 lead.
Oh, no.
Let's see where this goes. Question 4. What Major League Baseball franchise has won the most World Series titles?
I'm going to say, and maybe this is my bias because I'm heading there later this week, is it the Boston Red Sox?
Interesting guess. They have won quite a few, but the one that won the most would be what Tina said, the New York Yankees.
Oh, come on.
Yay!
No. I should have guessed that. I knew better.
We are now tied at 3-3, going into our 5th question.
Oh, no.
Is that your final answer? Is from what popular TV show?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
That is correct, and this is probably something you two have never heard before. We have a tie.
Oh, no.
So do you want to come back for a 5th day?
I would love to. Laura, we are like spirit animals.
One of us will win eventually. This is a great run. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with another round. Thank you, Tina.
All right, thank you.
If you've got a bruise, we would like to know how the heck did you get that giant, nasty, purple, red looking thing on you? 616-600-0957. I have a giant bruise, and Laura, I want to thank you so far for not going to HR when I pulled my pant leg up and said, hey, take a picture of this.
Yeah, you sure did. And I'm going to be honest, it was one of those moments where I'm like, I think in a lot of circumstances, I probably would have called HR at previous jobs because you did also text me yesterday, hey, will you send me that picture of legs?
Oh, yeah, it was my leg.
And out of context, it'd be like, man, in another job, I probably would have had to be like, hey, boss, Joe asked me for leg pictures.
Well,
do I need to do something about it?
My therapist, Jesse, asked me if I was okay because I was limping a bit yesterday into my therapy appointment, and that's because I've got this giant bruise on my upper thigh. Now, I didn't show her either, and I explained, I'm like, I don't want to lose my sessions with you.
Sure.
So I asked you for the photo to show her. I got this giant bruise in the upper part of my thigh, and it's from the Griffins game on Wednesday when I jumped up and I was excited they scored a goal. I banged my hip on their seats.
Oh, no.
Way too narrow. Even if you're not a thick boy like me, man, we got to widen those seats out. But yeah, it is like, a hematoma or something. It's getting better, but it looks really bad. You want to see it? You're into that kind of stuff, you sicko. You can see it on our Mix 95.7 GR Facebook page. But how did you get that giant bruise?
I got one last summer. It was a moment of ego bruise also on top of it. But we were leaving. It was when I was pregnant with my son, Justin, and we were leaving Righteous Cuisine in Grand Haven, which is my husband and I's favorite place to go get nachos. Anytime we're over in that area, we have to stop. And so we went in, got our nachos, and we were leaving. And they have like 2 concrete steps outside. And I was new to my new weight and things like that. And so my balance wasn't totally right. And I entirely just missed a step. And I fell.
No.
I hit my hip. Thankfully, I did like kind of a barrel roll to make sure that baby Justin, before he was baby Justin, wasn't injured. So he was fine. But I had this hip bruise for like 3 weeks afterwards that if I like sat in a seat a certain way, like if I went to the movies and I was near the edge of anything that had like one of those things, it was terrible. And so, it's one of those situations where you're just like, why me? And you have to like almost rearrange your clothing choices so that people aren't like, are you being abused? Is something wrong with you?
Well, Lindsay bruises all the time, and that's something that doesn't sound good. And with that being said, this is another example. I'm glad she got this bruise. Not that she got it, but it was on her left butt cheek. She was watching my niece Lily. I was there too, working hard on the couch watching TV.
Obviously.
And we actually had this on our Ring camera because Lindsay missed like the last 2 steps and
no.
fell right on her butt. Luckily, she had my niece Lily in her arms, so she was totally fine. But my wife's butt has still got a bruise like a month later. Like, listen just to the beginning of part, like the boom. That is her butt cheek, like her butt landing on the stair. You hear? That is loud.
Oh, it hurts. And if you want to see the video, we have posted it up on our Big Joe and Laura TikTok and Instagram accounts, like as a video. So
it's going kind of viral. A lot of people are hopping on there right now, checking it out.
I believe it. So, and listen, if you're not following us already, you can catch clips from the show there too. But either way, we want to know, how did you get that big bruise? Let's go ahead and all celebrate our clumsiness. No laughing. We're all just going to kind of own up to our problems. 616-600-0957 or send us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app.
We are asking a simple question, which might be a little painful to answer. How did you get that big old bruise? I have a giant bruise on my left leg. Laura's a champ for seeing it. I had to raise my pants up way too high.
Yeah, I do have a notice in with HR, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
There's actually a leg hair warning. If you do see this photo on our Mix 95.7 GR Facebook page, you're going to see a giant bruise. You're also going to see a lot of leg hair.
Well, I did take it in a way that you don't realize it's your thigh if you just see it in passing, because I didn't want people to like freak out that like you're showing some leg in the photo. So, but if you, again, follow us on Facebook, you can find it there. Or you can see the video of your wife who got her big bruise just by falling on her tail down the stairs. Yeah, it's not a good time. The video is pretty funny.
It's hilarious because everybody's okay.
Yeah, everybody's fine, baby and all. That she's holding your niece Lily in the video itself. Everybody's totally fine. You can check that out on the Big Joe and Laura TikTok account if you're not following us over there. It's a pretty fun video.
Lindsay still, though, has a giant bruise. Like, it's faded, but it was so purple. And this happened a month ago. Like, so, that's crazy.
Is it like that weird yellow color where it's like sort of just barely
It's a faded yellow now, kind of like a mustard stain on my shirt. Like, it's slowly getting away, but it was dark purple, like, looked almost bloody. It was, I mean, luckily she took it. She didn't drop my niece, but her butt cheek took all that.
So listen, we're airing all of our slips and falls. We want to hear about yours at 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM inside our Mix 95.7 app, kind of like Rachel and Jennison, who said she dove off the diving board, slipped at the last second, and ended up backflopping into the water really hard.
Oh, man.
She says that at that height, hitting the water is like hitting a wall. They're not kidding. The entire backside of her body was a bruise for like a month or two.
Oh, that's not fun. Kevin in Grand Rapids said, man, I was playing some softball. I took one to the shin on a bad hop. 2 months later, it's still bruised.
Yeah, I believe that. Mike and Kitwood said, I rolled my ankle stepping off a curb. My entire foot was deep purple for weeks. I've done this. Thankfully, I didn't bruise myself, but man, does it hurt.
No, those are not good things at all to have happen.
And poor Lauren in Comstock Park. Listen, I think her ego probably hurts more than the bruise did on this one. But she says, we were drinking in a hot tub. I went inside to use the bathroom in the basement, which has wooden stairs. And I slipped and fell down the stairs on my thigh. And I had a giant bruise up my entire left thigh. So not only are you going back to get in the hot tub, now you have this visible bruise and you fell down the stairs. Like, I'm leaving the party immediately at that
Hopefully
point.
when you were drinking, though, it just kind of numbed everything out so you didn't have to deal with it at the time. Otherwise, you're sitting there like Peter Griffin on Family Guy, like,